It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Brooklyn Cafe studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat at the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, or a movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in free 888-994-4995 right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Rolling. And welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe on a beautiful Friday. It's a Friday. Viernes social to all mi gente. As Fuego's in there burning the studio up.
I even understand what that means.
What, Viernes social?
Mi gente, my friends,
Mi
family,
gente,
right?
mi gente.
Mi gente, family or friends?
Mi gente is my people.
My peeps. My peeps.
You ever heard the singers say mi gente?
Yes.
You know, the rain cleans the sins. That's mi gente.
No.
Hey, that's because you got a deaf ear. Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe. Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe, Jordan. We'll be with you in a second. Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe. I want to thank all of you guys sharing out the show. You're doing a marvelous job. I want to congratulate you for bringing 10,000 cases of virus down to 5. Keep your mask on, and keep doing the right deal. So when we get out of this mess, then you can all go back at annoying one another.
I got to tell you, though, you know the show we did this morning? I know we've got a lot of moving parts today. And at 2 o'clock on Friday, you think, we're done? Not even the case. We've got Florida Love. We've got Veggie Vero. We got Momentum Mindset. So we are here for the long haul on Friday. So we're going to break it up a little bit, have some fun. But our morning segment, the 7 Steps to Happiness, do you know? She posted all over social media. She blew up our page. We were the first transatlantic interview she has ever done.
You're kidding me. I put it on The Cafe Goes to Europe.
She is so excited.
Should be part of that.
She blew it up, and she thanked all of her mentors and everyone that had led her to the moment that we met her first transatlantic
Congratulations.
Transatlantic interview.
Nice
Pretty
job.
nice, right?
All week you did a nice job.
So, you know, and that wasn't me. I saw it. Teddy reached out and brought her in, and because she's in England, she did our morning show. We don't often do interviews on our morning show because it's kind of our brew crew. But we do try to accommodate those on the other side of the pond. So just when you look at me and go, why? And I would go, I don't know why. Now you know why.
See, the reason
and
why.
that leaves him speechless.
That's why the reason Dawn is bringing this whole thing up is because I said, but that's normally for the afternoon.
Yeah.
But it was a nice interview. It was nice, motivator. You got to
7 Steps to Happiness. It's a lot of what we talk about. But imagine being on the Amazon bestseller list right next to The Secret. Right there.
She's on the Amazon bestseller list. You never said that to me.
She did.
She did not.
If you actually listen, Lucy, to the interview, you would have heard it.
Oh,
yes.
really?
She said her books are right up there, Amazon bestseller with The Secret.
Okay, somebody got a copy of that book. Put it behind me.
That's what I'm telling you.
Wow.
So it's really tremendous. I mean, where she came from to where she is, to the amount of people she's inspired, to us, all these years later, being her first transatlantic interview. I told you, this is the great equalizer, our platform. Every which way. I think you are the first guest, Mary, that we've had in studio in 2 weeks? In 2 weeks, I think.
Wow.
We're doing everything virtually, not even just within our country, worldwide.
Yeah, worldwide, all over the globe, everywhere. And it's funny because Mary is an old throwback, an old friend to my days as 2 boys from Brooklyn. I thought you had met Mary and her husband.
I think I met her maybe once up at iHeart.
It's been a while. It's been 2 children a while.
3 years, at least 3 years, if not longer.
Yeah.
Because I have 2 children under 2 now.
I remember you didn't have any at the time.
No, I was all yours.
I remember that. And the funny thing is, we had asked her to do a show, and I spoke to her husband, and he says she can't because we're about to have a family. He didn't tell me he was doing it twice.
But you know what
But
happens?
They get pregnant. They have children, which is great. That's a great thing.
It's a great thing. Aren't you glad you're not at that stage anymore?
I wanted more. I wanted 12 kids. My ex-wife said no.
Well, now, how many grandchildren
27.
do you have?
Oh, legitimately?
Bad.
The legit that you know about.
3. that I will
Three that you claim on your life insurance?
yeah.
Yeah.
all
Your
that.
son just had a baby, didn't he?
Yes, little Brecken, which I only saw once. I've only met one once 3 months because of
Because
I
of this.
could never live.
Because of COVID.
yeah. I could never live. As a matter of fact, when you came in here and you guys said, "Can I come and whatever?" and you know, my biggest concern is making sure when you leave here, taking your temperature the whole night, because I know you have a newborn at home, and that is here to me. I am
Yeah.
very careful. I
So
would try to
that's
keep
why
myself.
I'm in the corner over here.
That's right.
away
That's why
from
you're
everybody
27
else.
feet. Let me get my
That's why
binoculars away.
this was an event space when we moved in here. And we had people in and networking and events and parties. And when everything changed, this now is our working studio. So we can keep everyone socially distant.
It's very safe in here. I feel super, super safe. I'm glad that you put me next to the bar.
Well, you know, we try to make
So-
you know, you can like double fist, left hand coffee, right hand bar. So we got you covered
We're
every which way.
Well, when that bad boy opens, you're gonna have a little fun with that as well, because we have segments. There's gonna be a lot of moving parts around you. Just, you know, don't get like.
Don't
what
get
the hell's
overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But what I want to do, if it's okay with you, I can't believe I want to bring Jordana Foster over, our host, and for Ready Set Go Beyond, because I think she and Mary make a great combination.
Why not? It's Viernes Social. Everything goes.
Diana Social, and there is Jordana Foster. How you doing?
Hi, how are you? Great to see you.
We are great. We've got your logo back.
Good to see you too. How are you? Good to see you.
What?
How are you?
Jordana Foster's going
I'm doing great.
2 years with us next month as a host.
Now,
Wow.
Mary,
Wow.
this story nobody would believe. I met her one day. We went to an event, and I said, "Come here. I want you to host in the tent." It was like a puff tent where
Okay.
people would be interviewed. Take the mic and go interview the people I send you. I didn't even know you, right, Jordana?
We had met when I came to, just one time when I came to the studio. And it was when my youngest son was just dropped off at college. And so it was a really pivotal time for me. And I knew that that was what I wanted to do, but all the wheels needed to come into motion. And then we met again at that event. And
You
you,
went and did a great job.
She went, boom, she exploded. I know. She's been tremendous.
And she was so nervous that the microphone was like this.
It's a little nerve-wracking being on camera.
Why? You've done this 100 times.
But it's been years. I'm a little
When's
nervous
the last time
today.
you rode a bike?
I don't even know the last time I rode.
But if you get on a bike now, you won't fall
I
off.
would definitely fall off. For
No.
Sure. Yes.
But Jordana won't fall off. Jordana has a show on Tuesday nights. I get to produce that. I got to tell you, I like the message that you've been doing over and over again. And the reason I'm asking Jordana to do this show and some other shows is because there ain't enough of your message out there. We got to get it going. We got to get this whole thing going about the positiveness. And she's a coach. And she's telling business owners, you know, you got to stay connected, right? This is what we've been talking about. And I'm glad that you joined us today in your very busy schedule.
But I'm really glad
I'm grateful to be so busy and I'm grateful to be here with you. And you're absolutely right. We need to flood the radio, the TV, all of our stations with you because we need to be plugged in. We need to be lifted up, and not just to have that energy, but to have the strategic steps to then know what to do next. It's great to feel good, has to start there. But then what do you do once you feel good and you're motivated? You need to then take steps and have actionable efforts to fulfill what you want to fulfill.
Now, I want to ask you, Jordana, because I saw today our unemployment rate is going down, which means hopefully people are going back to work at a capacity that they're enjoying, not just, I'm hoping it's more than just being able to pay your bills. But as things change and you change your jobs and you change careers and maybe what you thought was going to be your career, things are different. Healthcare, restaurants, servers. And you go in to look for that, I call it Plan B, although I think that's a pill for pregnancy. So I really need another name for that because I want to do like a Plan B show and it's not like the pill. But people talk about this Plan B, even if you don't have a Plan B. What else is there? How do people go?
Plan C.
Okay, we go Plan C, that works, or Plan D. How do we think, what's next? I need something more. How do I find it? Where do I
Really?
start living within what I love to do and find that?
Really great question. So a few of the things, you had a lot of things that you just covered, so I'm going to break it apart, okay? Because the thing is, if we haven't taken advantage of this crazy time, challenging, uncertain, all of the ways that you could describe this, to really find out what our priorities are, not just for paying bills, which is essential, but what really fills us up and what we're good at, then we really didn't maximize the time that we've kind of been put on pause. And so when you were talking about plan A, plan B, plan C, the main thing is you need to have a plan, bottom line. And I think most people are just kind of winging it because we've been overwhelmed by what's happening. So to really kind of take that pause is what I help people, business owners mostly, and people who are business professionals who really don't know what that next step should be, but they know they need to take one. And by getting really clear on where you were before all of this happened, about 5 months ago, where you are right now, and being completely transparent, no BS, just like be owning it, and then where you want to be when we get out of this. And then it's taking those steps, but there's going to be a lot of pivoting and shifting going on. And if we're not willing to shift with what's happening, then you're not going to be accomplishing anything, and you're going to get frustrated because everybody else who's working on themselves right now and their businesses, those are the ones that are thriving and getting out of this and feeling better.
Well, let me ask you, because there are people that we talk to, people that talk to me, they've been cooped up like a bear in a cave. My son is one of them. I'll use him for example. And he says to me, I don't know how to get back on track. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know. All I hear is the word I don't know. Well, give me some I do know. What is it that you do know? You know what you did before. You know you were good at what you did before, right? You got to get up there and you got to do what you got to do. If you own a business, you want to keep your business afloat, yes?
Yes.
Remember we talked about there was a mall. There were 4 businesses. They were all going out of business. And I drove up to McDonald's, or I don't know, one of the fast foods to get a burger. And I saw all 4. And they were meeting with the landlord about, okay, we have to execute this and blah, blah. So I said to them, why don't the 4 of you get together under one of the biggest buildings and open the 4, like an airport thing. And they did it. Now they're talking about doing this
so
and changing the
brilliant.
name.
You're so smart.
But that's not smart. That's who we are. If you have in you breath, then you're good at what you did.
People are scared. People
Of what?
are scared.
If you're scared,
Of failing.
But there you go. They're living in fear, right?
How
We
they
talked about
yes.
this.
Fear is a huge thing that holds everybody back. But right now, I mean, what you suggested to those business owners, that required thinking outside the box, okay? And so when you take yourself out of the equation and you have another set of eyes helping you looking at it from a different perspective, it shines light on what those next steps could be that they would never have considered before. It's like I do a DISC assessment. I do these trainings all the time where we find out who we really are and our strengths and weaknesses, and then how to move forward, and also how do you communicate with people who are not like you. And communication right now is important, but we need to know ourselves first. So the people that you were helping, they never even considered that, Freddie. It wasn't even a possibility because they were so focused on themselves and what they did that they couldn't get out of their own way. And that's really where I love to help people, because when you start to look at things from a different lens, you can't go back.
Is there
And you don't want it.
I want to ask you both as an actionable pause. I'm thinking like when I'm working out, you kind of gave me this idea, Mary.
That's a good question.
When you're working out and you squat for 30 seconds and you just rest, but you're not really fully at rest. Mm-hmm. It's like an actionable pause. I kind of feel like the first 2 months we were paused. And then at some point we are now in this actionable pause of we've slowed down, but we need to continue for momentum. I made this term up. I don't know if it exists. So #actionable pause.
Does it exist?
Mary, what do you think?
I think it's difficult. I think right now we're kind of in like purgatory. We don't know where we're going. We're supposed to be getting out there and moving forward and working, and at the same time we're being told, don't leave your house, don't go to a restaurant. It's such a confusing world right now, and that's why I think people are hesitant to think outside the box, because we're being told not to. We're being told to stay home. We're being told to be cautious, wear a mask, don't go out in public. But at the same time, we have to move forward as an individual, as a nation, as a business owner, as a human, as a mother, as a father, as a sister. It's strange.
And you're in a space, you've got 2 young children, you've got a newborn essentially, and you're in healthcare. So you've kind of got both coming at you.
You see both sides of the
And not only
equation.
that, I have friends that are on the front line. I have a cousin who's a pulmonologist. I have a best friend who's an ER nurse. I'm in home care. We have our aides going out to people's homes and taking care of our geriatric population right now, who are so scared to go out and to interact with one another. But at the same time, it's so important for them to get out of their house, to take a walk outside. Yes, I have 2 small children under the age of 2 right now, and I don't want to put them in daycare. I don't want to put them with people who I don't know and who we don't know what they're doing outside of the home and who they're interacting with. But at the same time, we're stalling life. It's terrible.
Well, let me ask: Does being careful equate to being scared? Let's start there. Let's try to break this down. Being careful and being scared, are they the same thing?
I don't think so. Jordana?
I don't think so. I think that we all have to acknowledge that we are all scared because we don't know what this is. We really don't have a grasp of this, so it's that uncertainty. But there's a difference between being careful and being fearful. There's like a line, because being careful means that almost like preventative, taking precautions, like how you are in the studio right now.
Okay.
And she's over on one side, she's still there and showing up, but she's being careful and keeping her distance because she's going home to her family and her little kids and everything. So it's really important, still doing what we need to do, but at the point where we find comfort, where we're comfortable doing, if you don't feel good leaving and you need to have everything shipped in, then do that. But there are other people who feel like going there and doing. You have to find where you're at, but not going so far into the fear, but finding that, I'd rather find like a comfort.
So she's she's functionable.
Yes.
And she's being careful.
Careful.
Under fear, you can't be functional because
You're stuck.
You're so intent on the fear that different things begin to happen to your brain. Your brain begins to talk to your other brain. I learned this from that lady yesterday. And your brain is a very complicated machine.
You have to rewire your neurological synapses.
That's why listen, God help me. I hope I never get sick in the whole night, but I can't afford to live in fear. I can't. Because the moment I do, I shut down. When this thing started, I did not leave my house for 2 weeks. Remember? 3 weeks.
3 to 4
I
weeks.
was so afraid that I didn't even go in the pool because I thought that water carried the virus. I was going to die any second.
It's true, he didn't leave the house.
I was the most fearful guy. And I said, Freddie,
I can't even.
this ain't you. Get out of here, fearful of what? You know what? I'm going to be careful. I carry 24 masks.
Yeah.
All over the place. I got more masks than I got socks. Every place I go, I got to change them because I start choking after a while on these bad boys. But it doesn't mean I'm not going to wear it. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to worry about my host, that she has children. It doesn't mean that I don't worry about my co-host here, about her family, about you. And I respect all of that. But I can't work and live in fear. I can't do that. Crazy Uncle Mike's was the last show we did here on March 17th. And he came in here with his big beard, and he looked at me, he says, you know something, brother? Because of what you said, I'm going to keep it open. I'm going to do everything I got to do. And he's still open. And I speak to him on the phone. I just met the guy. And he says, I believe what you said. So you know how you hear, be safe, be home? Mm-hmm. I'm going to turn you over to a different leaf. Be safe. Stay home as much as you have to, but don't stop being you. Don't stop giving the you that you are, because right now the world needs more of you. They need more of Jordana. They need more of everybody in this room has their own show. And they've learned in this house we are safe, and we're going to push it out there. True?
100%. I want to go to commercial break. You ladies stay with us for a little bit. Slick, am I kicking this over to you? Yes. I apparently have to give them 1 second. But it's what comes next. We're reevaluating jobs. We're looking at our careers. We're reevaluating things that we were doing that maybe served us, but maybe now it's time to find another way to serve us and our family.
And make sure that it all happens.
Make sure that all happens. I know. I look a little small in this chair. I think I need my pillow or another chair. Am I like the Incredible Shrinking Woman?
Yes,
you know
you are.
Lily Tomlin, and she's like shrinking in the chair. I feel like I've shrunk a lot, Freddie.
The funny thing is that Dawn sits on pillows.
And I forgot both of them.
We're going to have to get like 14 pillows.
They're
now.
in the other room. You know Lily Tomlin, the phone books? I think I need
Yeah, I
a
remember
phone
her.
book.
You need like a big furry white pillow.
No, we
behind
need to
you with
hang
that.
up from the ceiling with wires.
Like a bird
Suspend me,
cage.
like a bird cage. It's almost time to open the bar. Let's kick it over to Slick, ladies. We're going to be back with Mary and Jordana as soon as we get back from commercial break.
Oh, no, not you. I'm so sorry, guys. But this segment of the Brooklyn Cafe is brought to you by Dignity Memorial. Dignity is having free seminars on pre-planning, guys. Free online seminars. And they're doing a 30% off for their cremation. So lock in your prices and find a true peace of mind with Dignity Memorial. And back to you guys on the Brooklyn Cafe.
The way you live your life says a lot about you. The way you choose to commemorate your lifetime can say even more. It's a single event that speaks volumes. So how do you celebrate a life? Dignity Memorial providers believe that your memorial service should be as unique as you are, reflecting your personality and your passions. It should be a perfectly tailored send-off, a fitting tribute for family and friends to celebrate the person they love. We're professionals at catering to your every need, right down to the catering. In fact, no detail is too small. So when it comes time for a fitting tribute, we'll see that your final wishes are beautifully fulfilled. It's what Dignity Memorial providers are known for. And why you should rely on us to see that your life is well celebrated. The celebration of a lifetime begins here.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would listen. It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have a platform you deserve to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 55312. That's CAFE to 55312. Or call us at 866-224-5422. Your voice can make a difference.
I look very snazzy right now. what I have to say, guys.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
And we are back at the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Viernes Social on its way. We've kind of brought life back to it. I like this morning being back in our OG studio. Well, Mary, our studio, this used to be warehouse events, and that was our studio where you saw us, everyone working. And then things changed. That's now become an office. But we cleared the office space
No,
today.
it has
We went
not.
back
It's
to
still,
studio.
It's still a studio.
I love the backdrop here. It's great.
It's still a studio. These are some of the artists that we have in-house.
The art is beyond beautiful.
And you have a nice piece behind you. That's
That's a new piece we got
now,
yesterday.
it's funny because this guy, we met him 5 years ago, and he gave Dawn the one that hangs in the A studio, and it has been with us since the beginning.
Yeah.
So then this is the sister to that piece, so we're going to use it as a backdrop there.
All of these paintings are for sale?
I need
Everything.
you to hold your mic. Yeah, everything here is for sale.
Everything's for sale. All the pieces, all the memorabilia, all the art, everything. Those are pencil, this is paint, and those are pictures. I mean, everything has a reason for being, as they say.
A lot of memorabilia. I want to bring Jordana Foster back over. And Jordana and I were talking about, and I'd want to be totally authentic and transparent a little bit with our conversation yesterday. And you are in the public eye. You are a, as your son calls it, a pseudo-celebrity. He calls everybody. But you are in the public eye. You are a speaker. You're trained by John Maxwell. And being sensitive, we all went home and quarantined in our home. And now we're being sensitive if it's being safe and being careful, but not living in fear. But still, we need to continue to level up our business. And I asked Jordana, we have her logo up, which our lights are on it, so you can't see, which is beautiful, gold and white. But then I said to her, what's her tagline? Because like everything, we each have to be our accountability buddies. We all have to have somebody that kind of helps level us up. And I watched Jordana's show and she levels me up. I talked to Natalia Levy. She levels me up until my eyes are closed again. I've got 20 more things on my plate. So nothing like paying it forward and me leveling up Jordana. So what do you think? Tagline for Ready, Set, Go Beyond.
Step up, show up, and never give up. It's time to go beyond.
Love it.
I don't have a tagline.
We do.
We do?
Amplify your impact.
There you go. I can't even spell the word amplify. They give the Rican a word he can't spell. Are you serious?
100%.
Amplify.
Well, AMP Media Productions, AMP2 TV, it's all about
That I can spell.
amplifying what we do. Amplifying your
I'm going to
impact.
tell you something. In this place, everything changes every 15 seconds.
But it has to, right? We have to level up.
You need to be flexible. You need to pivot you asked those other business owners to do that. So we need to ask that of ourselves. And I love that Dawn said that to me too, because, you know, these are the things that really are so impactful, especially right now. Like I'm in here, but, you know, I also have both my sons home from college. My oldest is graduating next week and he just moved back. So I'm going to we talked about it the other day, I'm going to get a backdrop, you know, with my logo and an image, you know, from a branding standpoint. I'm doing a lot of that with my other, you know, videos that I'm doing throughout the week. But it's really important for us to do a self-check and assessment.
It's hard though.
And I do that with my client. Of course it is. That's why you need somebody else to help guide you through that. Because it doesn't feel good. It's not natural. It's not comfortable, but it's essential.
But how do you do it? I'm going to ask Mary, how do you walk a fine, as women, I don't know if men do, when you see something and you think, I think this will make your impact something better for your friend, or maybe you can look at a different job without them thinking, oh, they're jealous, or they don't know my life, why do they judge me? As women, how do we actually embrace this? And you're younger than we are.
Well, you just surround yourself with people that don't make you feel that way. You surround yourself with people that when you have constructive criticism or you say something to them, they take it as constructive criticism. They don't say, oh, well, she's saying that because she doesn't want me to do good, or they don't want me to do good. Maybe she's seeing it from a different angle. I have a cousin who I have been kind of talking her way through a new job. at Morgan Stanley in New York, and just kind of different things that she should say and shouldn't say, and she doesn't ever look at me and say, I think maybe because Mary wants my job. She takes it and she goes with it and she runs with it, and like you said, I think outside perspective is huge right now because everyone is stuck at home by themselves or with their children or with their spouse, and they need someone to step in and say, let's look at this from a different point of view. Kind of like you said to me, Freddie, before we started the show. What's wrong with you, Mary? Why are you so quiet? Because
that's not you. I've seen the real Mary.
We've been
ain't her.
stuck inside a house for 3, 4, 5 months now, and we're just starting to tiptoe outside of the house, and it's going to take a little while, I think, for everyone to kind of.
Well, then that's
back
another
to a
question
new
I have.
norm.
Is it okay to be not demanding, that's the wrong word, impactful? Let's go. Like I do this with the kids all day long. If I see them sitting around, and Slick will tell you, time to change it up. Because if you're sitting around, you must be doing something wrong. And this place is 5,000 things to do in a day. So if I see you and I go, Mary,
But
with
they
all
know
due
who you
respect-
are, so they know that you're saying that because you want them to
Always,
step up.
always. But
Yeah.
you are the same way.
But that wasn't.
You've
Yes.
always been that way. I remember the first time I met you, we were at Starbucks with your mom.
Also exhausted, Freddie.
Freddie,
I
she's
have
got
a
a 4-month-old.
4-month-old.
Is that at work?
I'm looking at you and Jordana, she's just magnificent, this woman. And you come in with
Yes.
a 4-month-old, and I said, 4 months old, when was she born? She was born at the end of March. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm like,
And she's on her feet already.
well, not only is she on her feet, she looks, we get on our feet as women, but I got to tell you, when Erin was 4
Spectacular,
months
yeah.
old,
Yeah.
I barely, talk about the toothpicks in your eyes, you got a screaming child, and you got a 2-year-old that, hopefully your 2-year-old, my 2-year-old didn't like her brother, so then I have the whole other side of that.
But look at
That's
her.
a whole nother story.
And
But
here
she's
you
all
are, like-
together.
and well, that's what I'm saying, she's all together.
But this is what I'm saying. This is the Mary I know. That other one with the toothpick and the eyebrows and all that, I don't know that Mary. The one I know at Starbucks, she moved the furniture around. The meeting was according to Mary. I said, this is pretty good. When she was up with Les, she told Les, enough. Put him in his place. Remember that?
Yeah.
That's the Mary.
I'm coming back.
There you
Little by
go.
little, coming back.
Same thing with Jordana. What I love about Jordana is she acts, and the other thing is, you need an accountability buddy. It's a word that I learned from Jay. And if you have been out and you need to come back, Jordana will get you there, because I'm gonna tell you something. Jordana has yelled at me. When we
I
were at the
know.
radio station,
I
she
think
didn't
Jordana
like
yells at
something.
you a lot.
She yells at me every day.
He goes, I said, what's on? He goes, Jordana's yelling at me again. He says, I've been on the phone since 6 o'clock in the morning.
And she yells at me, but she
Not
picks me.
yelling.
No, highly pitched voice.
Disgusting.
But you also spoke to Lou. You also spoke to Peter. You spoke to everybody that was in the studio, and she would say, "Hey, you got to stop doing that nonsense."
So like you were saying, it's just about who you surround yourself with and how, how you're going to move forward with those people. And as women, we have to surround ourselves with other women that we trust. And that takes, I think,
Yes.
trust, respect.
Trust, respect, and admire, and people that are on our side. I mean,
Yeah.
that's so important.
And it takes time to find
And-
those people. It doesn't happen
Yes.
overnight.
Is it among women?
And it's the communication.
But is it women?
That's the
among,
other thing.
Women among women, is that a thing about doing all of this and picking right and all that? I mean, guys don't do that. Guys, we either like each other or we don't.
Well,
We
I
move
can,
on.
in my experience of what you and I have grown, in the past 5 years, my circle of friends has changed, has shifted over and over again. I can't just tell you shifted once. It continues to shift and evolve as we meet new people and grow new people. And what I see and the power of some of these women that we've come, they've become, not only are they clients, but they become friends. That I can have an honest conversation with Jordana, and I can have an honest conversation with Natalia at midnight, and Genji, and these all started out as business relationships, but it's like when you have kids, your friends become your playmates, right? Your buddies, and now our clients become our friends and our extended family. It shifts, and is that okay, Jordana?
And what you just said was so important, Dawn, because you were talking about all the shifts and all the changes, but it's also not just what's around us, but it's the changes within you that have happened, how you've grown. and maybe the relationships that you had before you've outgrown. You know, you're in a different place now, just like I am. So the conversations and the support and the motivation and the people who you want to be around and do, you know, business and life with, you have to be very, I think now more than ever, be very selective, because that can either drain you or lift you up. And we need to, after everything that we've been going through and are still in, we really need to have that engagement of something that electrifies, you know, just gets us pumped and not feel depleted. And we have to be very intentional about how people leave us feeling when we're done with that conversation.
And you
And
and I
that's
are in
another-
one place, right? We've got grown children. You're at a totally different part in your life. We've got young children and different friends, and probably everyone dual income or looking for. Has that changed? Have you seen your circle of friends? What have you seen?
Well, I think no matter where you are in life, you have to be a little, you know, selective on who you surround yourself with. As a mom with 2 kids, you know, I still have the same group of friends, but I maybe don't hang out with certain people as much as I used to, because we're in different parts, you know, we're experiencing different things right now. Some of my friends are going out on Friday nights where I'm home during the day, and we're up at 6 o'clock in the morning on Saturday so I'm hanging out with different people, but at the same time, you don't want to lose your old friends. You want to kind of continue with your group of people, but be a little bit more selective about who you're surrounding yourself with on the daily.
There must be something wrong with me.
Why?
Cause I don't hang
And
out.
we make a list.
I don't hang out. And if somebody don't like me, I said, okay, don't like me. If you do like me, I mean, there's really something wrong with
Well,
me.
listen, you don't see me hanging out with anyone. You and I were here last night with Teddy until 8. Tonight we're here again very late. And then all weekend, you and I are going to be texting. I got phone calls with people for emails, for follow-up. So there's not a whole lot of hanging out. So I
Well, when
think
you
why
do
you have to be
hang
selective.
out, you want to be selective of who you go out to dinner with.
Because you have this much time
Exactly.
at this point.
You like going out to dinner with people?
I used to like going out to dinner with people. It's been a few years.
You like a few years. A few years.
It's been about 2 years.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me see. Do I ever hang out with people?
I'm more of like a daytime bruncher now, because I'm in bed by 8 o'clock. So,
Oh, because the girls wear you out.
because the girls wear me out.
And I'm gonna tell you something, honey.
And day drinking is so much more fun.
Oh, good. We're going to open up that bar soon.
When
then.
they turn 13, I hope I know you, because that's when we all laugh.
That's the real fun.
That's when they
That's when the
change,
fun
baby.
starts. Yeah.
I always say I can't wait for Freddie to have a granddaughter.
Oh, I'm dying for it. Come on, Gio, get it done.
3 boys, right? You have 3 boys?
3 boys, and I'm waiting for that girl to come along. Because I tell you, that one I will take. Because I have no females in my life. No, none of the guys have
Be
girls.
careful what you wish for. I have 2 girls.
Amazing.
Listen, if you ever need a babysitter, you know,
Call
I'll put on
Freddie.
a mask and bubble wrap and the whole 9.
1-800, call Freddie.
Call Freddie. I love girls, but I would spoil them to no end.
Jordana, congratulations on graduation.
Thank you. It's a different type. I feel bad for him that he's not able to walk the stage and for us to have that moment, but we're very proud of him, and now it's on to the job hunt. But, you know, it's an adjustment for him to be home,
It's
you know, but
fantastic.
loving having him, with my other son, my youngest.
Congratulations, Joe. I remember when
Thank you.
Aaron graduated law school in May and UM said, it's all good, we're going to postpone graduation, walking till December. And we went down there, we did like a surprise little Zoom party. And I said, let's go to campus and let's just see campus as closure. Because nothing's going to feel like it does today when your last final was submitted, when you theoretically graduate and we have this family and friends on the line. And we'll see with December. You know, last night he says to me, he said, I'm really glad we did that. He said, because now December is anticlimactic. I got the bar in 10 days. I've got starting a job, God willing, in September. He said, and December is, if it happened, great, but it might not. So if you don't seize those moments, is my point, then we may never get them back. So I think point to you is we have to take the opportunities when we have them, that leap of faith and
Yes.
jump and do it.
Hey, Jordana, outside the wall here, I am going to build a stage. And there's going to be a backdrop of Madison Square Garden. And I'm going to have flowers and the stuff in the front. And I'm going to do this so that those who graduate that did not get to walk will be able to walk on this stage. And we're going to have a photographer, and this is going to be open to everybody. If there's a line,
nice.
we had to sort of move people around and what have you. But that's what I want to do, because I walked at NYU. I walked right into the fountain. I'll never forget this. You walked off the
first?
stage, and you went right into the fountain.
Really?
And you took a bath in the fountain. That was the bendición. And I got to tell you, did it make a difference? Not because I got to. I can understand why they, after so many years, they didn't get to. So I'm going to construct one so you could come here. It's going to be open to the public, take pictures the whole 9 yards. But I need to put a banner that says the Madison Square Garden, what it looks like on the inside. That's the trick of this thing. Because everybody should walk.
Nice.
Everybody should walk, because life, you're going to be walking that stage every single day.
Every day.
Every day. That's why I tell these guys, you know something, now that the fun is over, the hard work begins. And they say, what are you talking about? I went to school for 5 years, 4 years. That was the fun, baby. Now comes getting the job and everything
real
else.
life.
Now comes the work.
Jordana, how do people find your show?
Tuesday nights at 7:30 p.m. on Facebook at Ready, Set, Go Beyond. They can contact me on my website, which is johnmaxwellgroup.com/Jordana Foster, or they can email me at readysetgobeyond@gmail.com for a discovery session for 30 minutes to really find out what's holding them back from achieving the goals that they have for their life and business. It's been wonderful being here with all of you.
Do you have a phone number that you give out?
No.
I wanna
No,
talk-
I mean,
wanna-
I follow up with a phone call, but I usually do Zooms with my clients now. So, not right now.
I may have a solution for you.
Okay.
I may have a
All right.
solution for you.
Have a wonderful weekend,
Fabulous.
Jordana.
Thank you so much. Be
Congratulations
well.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you too. I wish you the best and congratulations on your family.
Thank you so much.
Have a great weekend. Stay
Everybody-
safe. Mia, this segment brought to you by
by Gubba Rum. So we have here Gubba Silver. That is the coconut flavor rum. That one's my favorite. We also have Gubba Gold. So this is going to be vanilla flavored. They are made with all natural flavors, which make it the smoothest rum ever. It is really good for mojitos, a nice Cuba Libre, or if you're feeling daring, you could just drink it straight because it's that smooth. Cheers.
Welcome to your vacation staycation. And what better way to kick back than to blend up a sweet pina colada, a smooth mojito, or just a nice stiff rum and coke. If you want true relaxation and enjoyment, then you want Gubba Rum. Gubba Rum is a unique rum infusion. Gubba Silver Rum is infused with real shredded coconut, and Gubba Rum Gold is infused with real shredded vanilla bean. Both are made with certified organic ingredients. Each infused Gubba Rum is 35% ABV, 70 proof, and as we say in Boston, wicked smooth. So if you're looking for the best combination of taste, smoothness, quality, and price, your clear choice is Gubba Rum. If you want that wicked smooth taste for yourself or your vacation staycation, visit GubbaRum.com to find your closest liquor store that carries Gubba Rum Gold and Gubba Rum Silver. Gubba Rum, it's wicked smooth.
At Carmen Care Advanced Laser Therapy, our professional team specializes in finding the best alternative laser therapy treatments for your painful conditions. Do you suffer with chronic pain, a post-traumatic injury, or simply looking for the benefits of cell rejuvenation to the skin? Schedule a consultation today to understand how photobiomodulation can help reduce your symptoms, reduce or even eliminate pain. Give us a call today, 561-405-9577. We focus on treating you who has a disease, not a disease that defines who you are. Contact Carmen Care Laser Therapy today, 561-405-9577 or carmencarelaser.com.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And that's the voice of Steve-O from New York Sound's Three Finger Finale.
Is it 3
Steve-O's
or 5?
voice.
Steve-O's voice.
I love his voice.
I love that. Sometimes, you know, when I had that idea of our intro and Steve-O came and did it, which is great. But now I think we can do a huge congratulations to Steve-O. He posted on social media that his wife is hopefully on the mend.
That's right.
So congratulations
Less
to her.
chemotherapy, yes.
Amazing what people are going through. You know, just when you think you got things going on, you look at other people and go, wow, what people are really going through in life every day, on top of all of this other stuff, is amazing.
Now, Mary, are you going to have a third child?
Really.
We took care of that right
You
away.
told me you were going to have one, and then you had two, and two make 4. Now you got to have an even number. You can't do odd numbers. You know
Well,
that,
unless
right?
I have an affair, that's not going to happen because Jared was snipped.
No.
Yes.
Oh my God! I
The
said
best
I'm
way
out.
to go.
No.
Yes.
That's just inhuman.
Really?
It's already done.
But it can be undone, and I've heard of it being undone by
Do you
yourself.
ever watch The Office?
Yeah, I
So,
saw that episode.
Did you see the episode
Yes.
where he's talking? He goes, I even had a vasectomy for you, and then I reversed it, and then you changed your mind, and I did it again, and then you changed your mind, and I did it again. He's like, how much more do you want from me? She says, take that light up painting off the wall. And it's like, it was just crazy. It's like the craziest, silliest show.
You guys talk about that dinner party episode?
Yes,
I love that episode.
See, you knew. Yes.
that episode made me cry. Cringe. That is such a painful thought.
And he did and did it again. You
I
just
did-
watch that dinner party, and they're
Oh
all
my
sandwiched
God.
on the couch, and you go, oh my gosh. I know.
But you know, men can always undo those things. So if you don't want to have another one, you can. So
I feel like that's going to be very expensive to do it.
He's worried about expense.
It was covered by insurance.
it's free. You
It
got it
was
covered by
free.
insurance.
But he did 3 times though. Oh man.
Then you are good to go. I'm excited. We've got Mary with us, Mary Allen. Mia is on the bar. We got Casimir. We're going to open up Unité Social, and we've got Pamela Chanel David joining us, our host of Reinvented Life Network. And last night she kicked off our Coast to Coast Connections. I know that wasn't the name you wanted. We can always reinvent the name, but that was the name we had last night.
No. It's okay. Coast to Coast works, but the network will be called California Dreaming Productions.
All right, let's bring
I already
Chanel
got people
over.
doing it.
You guys
Say
are so
happy
much
Friday
fun.
to Chanel. Coming one sec, they tell me.
En un segundo.
But it was a great show last night. I'm excited that we've got Amy Minty with us. We've got Chanel with us. I wasn't sure if you were frozen until you moved your head. Happy Friday.
Yeah, I'm here. Happy Friday.
You did a beautiful job last night.
A spectacular job.
Oh, thank you.
You
Thank
remind
very
me, you
much.
know,
It was
you remind me a little
exciting.
bit. You do your interviews now like the famous Walter, what's her name? Barbara Walters.
Barbara Walters.
Like Barbara Walters.
Really?
Yeah, because she used to have that little nudge left. She used to lean in a little bit when she did it. And you have that thing going on right there. And I said, wow, you know, you've come a long way since we first met.
Thank you. Well, it's with your guidance. You know, this is
Yeah,
fun.
yeah,
This
yeah,
is
yeah,
just
my
bringing information forward.
I loved your interview last night, and it was a unique situation. You're used to doing everything remotely, so we're excited that we have this platform. And Amy, I think she just
She's
walked
in.
in. She's always physically here with us in studio, so it was a little different having her remote and going over everything. She was spectacular. You were amazing. I love the chemistry. I love the honesty, the authenticity of woman to woman. And it really brought forward this vision of coast to coast. You were in California, we're in Florida. And to me, it was just a spectacular interview. How did you feel about it?
I felt great about it. You know, if there's anything that's come of these last few months, it's the unifying of people together and the ability for us to be, as you're talking about, you know, coast to coast, and yet still empowering people, still showing people what's possible.
Amy, I want you sit over there, and we're going to open up the camera so we can bring this again full circle, because it was so impactful. And when I was talking to Amy yesterday, she said, "What are we doing on Friday?" I said, "Let's see how Thursday night goes." And it was so incredible that I really wanted just to piggyback on it and share a little bit of information, because we've known Amy for a little while now, but it was a whole not another side of you, but a more in-depth look at you that I loved. Oh, thanks. It was really spectacular. Then I got to read your book, which you're going to talk about a little bit later.
And it has rippled with people wanting to come forward now. In the empowerment segment that you didn't even plan that's happening like this morning, there are people that are coming forward. They want to share their story. They want to talk about what they've always wanted to talk about. And it's like you didn't see it coming, but here it is.
Here it is. And I want to ask Chanel, as a coach, you started as a coach. You didn't start as an interviewer, as a show host.
Not at all. That's been the outcome of this. But I started as a coach and a business strategist and still do. What I love about this is it's all about whether it be myself or the guests using their voice and being able to have a platform where people can be heard.
How did you change being from a strategist to a host? What was that transition like for you?
I think it's been pretty natural. You know, I've spoken to groups for years. And I think it was adjusting to just being on the other side of the camera and being able to still engage. Whether you're a host or you're a guest, it's the engagement between the two that's very important for the listeners and for the viewers to be able to grab into that conversation.
And what I really like that you do, and what Freddie and I, we were all watching this last night on our big screen, which is so cool, is you listen.
And she still is.
It's all about the listening. Yeah,
It sounds
it's
so
all
simple,
about
though.
the listening.
Well, you know, there's a secret to interviewing, right? Because you have to make sure that the person is highlighted and you're asking the right questions at the right time and everything else. You'll be surprised how many people, because we do everything ad lib. There is no script that we follow. Everything is a feel. We feel when you come on, like the first time I met with you, we talked on the air and I said, wow, you can do this. This is pretty good. The lady from North Carolina, I just get a feel on this thing. And the object of the game, can you believe that you can pull it off? Jordana Foster, who was just on there, I tell you, you can pull this off. Here it is, 2 years that she's doing it. Marsha Teal, 6 years. Steve-O, 7 years they've been doing work with me on shows, nonstop. And it all comes from that inner belief, you know, I can do this. I can take care of this business. I can interview. I can put it out there. Watch me go. Then you have to learn the business side of what that means, and there you go.
But I want to ask you, it sounds so simple to listen. I go back to the 5 things you learned in kindergarten. When you listen, what are there key things you listen for?
Well, I believe that most people listen not with intention of hearing what's being said, but with the intention of what they are going to say next. And so the business strategy and the coaching I do has a lot to do with listening. It has a lot to do with valuing and respecting who the guest is, what they have. Amy, it's wonderful to see you again. Saw you last night. You're
Same here.
spectacular.
Thank you.
You have brought to life real work, real authentic people within your characters. And so, Dawn, it is all about listening with intention of what the message is and what the subject is that the guest is talking about.
And we had Jordana Foster on earlier, and her tagline for Ready, Set, Go Beyond is step up and show up. And you have shown up the beginning of the week, and we're only going to go into it, but you have shown up. You and I have been talking all week. Even when you don't feel well, and even when life happens, you show up and you do, and you step up. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart, because we spoke to Amy, and we don't usually air Thursday nights live at 7 o'clock, so I'm so grateful that you got to do it. Did you learn something different that you didn't anticipate?
I did. I don't know that it's different as much as it's just reinforcing about the authenticity. Talking to Amy, what I realized was that when you're real, when you show people that it's okay to be yourself, and as she said, the characters in her book, they're not all perfect. And I think people can really relate to that because our lives aren't perfect. And as you just said, whether people are going through whatever they're going through, when you show up with intention of listening and celebrating, What Amy has done through her work, 5 books, she said 6. That's extraordinary. That is an expression of her gifts to the world. And what I want to do is celebrate each and every single one of us for our gifts so that you have the opportunity for people to receive.
Amy, how did you like last night?
Dawn, I love last night. It was a pleasure meeting Pamela and discussing with her since she's done a similar thing with her life, reinventing and making a platform for so many young women and women of all ages, helping people. It's great. So it was wonderful connecting with her and talking about it together. It was great.
And it was a new way you came forward, because where I was telling Chanel as you were sitting down, you're always here with us.
I know, I really am, yeah.
How did you like doing it virtually?
I actually liked it. Yeah, it was good.
And she even looks different today. You look spectacular. I mean, you always look spectacular, but today there's a whole nother glow about you, like you've got this.
I had my hair done. Just so you know, I had my roots done, so that could be part of it, a big part. But no, well, thank you though.
No, I think it's your smile. I just think it's your demeanor of how you sit and you're comfortable, and you just look amazing. It was a great interview. We didn't learn a lot more, but we learned a deeper side of you, is what I'm thinking. And Chanel really brought this out.
Well, we started to read the new one. You left
You left me the first 2
Oh
chapters.
yes, the new,
and
yeah.
everybody in here was reading it this morning, and there's a whole side of you. I didn't expect this. This new book you're writing, it just took me off to another end, and I said, do I have to read this again? And then I'm starting to read it to Teddy.
He's reading it out loud in the studio this morning,
Because-
page by page. He's reading.
I said, who wrote? Is this Amy? Because there's a side of that book I never saw it coming. Never saw what you wrote in there coming. I mean, it makes for great reading. And here I am, and Teddy said, I want to read it. So I got through half of it, 3/4 of it, then I gave it up because we had to go on the air. But it's just a different light. I think that your books are changing a lot of the things that you're writing and feeling now, which is kind of unique. I don't even know how to describe this new book that's coming
Well,
out.
it's a totally different style.
Oh, you're telling me?
Yeah, well, I have never written a nonfiction book before, especially that centers around my own life and my own experiences. And I actually had to change that book significantly. It was a work in progress. And then COVID happened, and then I couldn't be so blasé about the subject matter. So I've actually gone in there with my original draft and restructured it, which you may as well write another book, by the time you've done that. So it's a work in progress, but I am enjoying it. And it's different.
But
You're
you
right.
have so many. One of the problems, I want to write a book. I got the 7 pages. That was that. Because there's so many things that have happened in my life. You've had so many things to write about. How do you zero in on that one moment and then another? How do you do that?
Well, I do it. I pick a character and I write one scene. And this is how you should do it, Freddie, because it's just easier to manage in your head. And I was actually going to discuss this with Pamela last night at some point, but we didn't get to it. If you just take it bit by bit and you don't let the project overwhelm you, it's so much easier to manage. And who said you have to do everything in order? And who said you have to put it all together and worry where everything goes initially? You don't. You can just write a little bit, put it away, think of another character, write a little bit, put it away, and figure it out at your leisure.
That's why that new book
that's
is
my
so
advice.
different, yeah. And it looks like you started out in that way. It is different. It came out of left field. I started to read it, and I started again. I said, did I miss something? And then I started to read it to the kids in the studio. And I'm reading it. It says, is she saying what I think she's saying? I mean, you got to check out this new one. But it gives me the courage.
The new one's not out yet. It's still in process.
No, I understand. But you've given me the courage that I want to write a book. I really do want to write a book.
Well, that's great. I'm
But
glad.
that's because I see there, you can write and not have to be socially correct about what you're writing about.
I should probably work on some of those things, but yeah, I speak my mind. Like I was saying last night in the interview with Pamela, I'm very honest, and my characters are honest, and so me writing nonfiction, obviously, I'm going to be quite honest. as
and
well.
that book, I'm gonna tell you, that book that's coming is quite honest. Mary, you ever wrote a book?
No.
Do you want to?
No.
You should.
Sorry.
I like your honesty. You know,
Even
well,
not
I
wanting to
never
write a
wanted
book is
to for
honest.
30 years,
No.
so don't worry about it.
And Dawn is writing a book. I heard that she's starting to write a book.
Well, I was going to write a book, and then your son told me that's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and another animal. So he kind of burst my whole bubble on it.
She described the book. You ever talk to Dawn and there are unicorns flying and out of them is donkey dust, and you don't do that. Don't describe your book. You got to read what she wrote.
So I told Gio my children's book, and he says, that's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Don't do that. I'm like, okay, I won't do that. So I didn't write a book. But Amy's got so many incredible books, and Mary doesn't know a lot about
I
it.
don't know anything.
She's looking, she doesn't know. So let's
start with, who are you?
Oh, well, my career name is Amy Minty. That is my original name. Thank you. You as well. And you are?
I'm Mary.
Mary?
Yes.
Okay.
I came on the show a few years ago with Freddie, and he invited me back on today, and so I'm here. It's been a while, so it's nice to meet you.
You as well. What do you do?
I'm in home care.
Home care?
Yes,
Okay.
Dependable Senior Care. We're a private duty nurse registry in Florida. So we provide aids in the house for our patients that are transitioning home from hospitals or skilled nursing facilities, who are home and just need a little assistance.
Oh,
So-
that's great.
Yes, yes.
That can also be quite useful.
Very
Huh.
successful business too.
If you
okay?
need any suggestions or
Okay.
any insight on your next book, maybe we can
Okay,
collaborate.
sure.
But the interesting thing is she
Cool.
became a new mommy, and she's been in the cave.
Yes.
And today is the first time she's been out of the
I
cave.
stepped out of my cave today. And I have a 4-month-old at home. So
Wow.
this happened like throughout COVID, and
Oh my goodness.
we've been hiding. So
Well,
today
that's
I'm
probably pretty smart.
Powerful couple. Her and her husband, powerful couple.
not
Very
anymore.
successful. No, that's not true. It's still powerful couple. That doesn't wash away. It's not like in the ocean gone. It's just that there's a little fog. You ever go to London? There's a little fog, and you sort of have to feel your way to
it's
land.
baby fog.
That's all, baby fog.
Baby fog.
But anybody
London
that's been
fog,
as
I'm on my way to
successful as you
Paris,
guys,
right?
It doesn't go away. You just gotta reconnect. You gotta change the light bulb, tighten it a little tighter, and you go.
So what books have you written that we can look up and read? And
Well, my first book was published in 2013, and Dawn has placed all these books here.
oh,
So that would be this one, For Better Money, which actually, to date, has actually sold the most copies. My first, and my pride and joy, because it took me the longest. Took me many years of reformulating and, really figuring out how to write a novel. I had to figure it out. No one taught me how. I just had to come up with the ideas myself.
so when did you become a writer? When did you wake up in the morning and say, I want to write a book?
I didn't quite do it that way. I decided. I started writing just essays and things for newspapers and magazines, based on living in Manhattan and as a single person.
So like the real live Carrie Bradshaw.
A tiny bit, but
Yeah.
but it wasn't. It was a tiny little excerpts. It wasn't a whole column. I didn't have like that much liberty. But it got me thinking about doing it, and most of it was rants, like angry, like upset. This isn't working, or whatever it was. And at the time, it was my acting career that wasn't working out perfectly. So I would expand upon that, and then. It became longer, and everything I had to write for freelance was short, and I just started to explore, and then before I knew it, I had a character, and I went with it. And
I love that.
And it took me many years to write this one, For Better Money. So, but that's because I kept changing it, and again, I didn't know how to write a novel. I didn't go to college for that. I didn't have any experience in it.
But in the meantime, you were writing for...
I freelance, so whatever anybody kind of needed.
Okay.
Yeah, and I still here and there write for a salon. I do their website, just.
So back to thinking outside the box, things that we can do
Mm-hmm.
now that COVID is happening. We were talking about earlier how to move out of our bubble, how to get out of our bubble. Now that COVID happened, if we wanted to start a new career or do something different, how do we do that? So you did that years ago. you were an actor
Right.
and it wasn't working.
Yeah.
So you became a freelance writer, and then you wrote your first novel.
That's exactly how it happened. And there was many years in between where I attended bar
Yeah.
and had to obviously supplement my income. But yes, that's kind of how it started. And then after I did my first one, I knew I'd write another.
You were
So
hooked.
because I loved the completion of it.
I'm kind of excited to read it now.
And this out of all the books has a lot of myself in it, Freddie, because it was my first one. So, it's very real to me, very honest. And then after that, everything went different, and I just was able to make up all these people. And that's pretty much what I did. And I had fun with it, and I still have fun with it.
Nice. So you're on your third book now.
I am on my fifth.
Your fifth book.
This was
Sixth.
my third.
Sixth book.
Well, sixth actually, yeah, because the fifth one is finished. This was my, hold on.
I have a
This
lot
was
of
my
catching
fourth.
up to do.
Well, we got to
Say, Mary,
peek.
which one are you reading first?
And
The
this is-
first one, her baby, right?
I
For Better or Money. That's
I
the baby?
suggest either the baby or my latest one, which is developed into more of a crime thriller.
Oh, I love that.
So it's kind of your preference. The first one's more on the funny. It's really tongue in cheek, and it's
I
it's
think
all.
we all need a little funny right
Well,
now.
then you may want to start with For Better or Money.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I tell you,
It's
your
on the
new
pivot.
one, I'm intrigued more than anything else because I've read some of the others, but the new one is a whole different ball of wax, in my estimation, my opinion.
So let's go to commercial break. When we come back, let's talk about the new one. Chanel has a new project that we are launching together with us and Moby Pop. And Amy has a new book. So let's talk about the new one, right? We're going into August, and we have to show the meme again that they showed this morning because it's time to level up and show up and step up and have some fun while we get going. So we're going to go to commercial break. We are kicking this over to Slick. He's setting up for our new segment called A Day in History. And they're doing research on it. Our crew, again, is stepping up and leveling up to another level.
I'm a little confused.
I'm a little confused as to why they're doing this
I don't know
now.
why they're changing it. I thought that it was set up already. All right, he's looking at me.
All right, we're going to play it at Rejoiner. We're going to take
We'll do
a
it when we
quick
come
commercial
back.
break. Chanel, stay with us, and we'll be right back.
Amy Minty combines the hilarity of For Better or Money, the eroticism of For Love or Sanity, the mystique of For Sink or Swim, and the suspense of For Sex or Revenge, making her fifth novel, For Strip or Gamble, her best to date. Get your copy at amyminty.com or amazon.com. Get yours now.
Let's all welcome a new sponsor to the show. It's AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet TV radio production company, discover AMP2 TV, a full-service production company that can provide all streaming videos in studio or remotely. They offer web page development, and they use all the latest platforms to help make all your business selling points more powerful. They can do remotes or live radio streaming as well as tape productions for social media platforms and television. AMP2 TV can handle all of your television needs, including closed caption for a perfect on-air telecast. Choose from a variety of creative TV and radio packages or visit one of their many studios to get your creative juices flowing. Come and see why AMP2 TV works with many major companies, including Comcast, Bravo, and Fox 29, as well as individuals and businesses of all types and sizes. To see samples of their work or to find out more, visit their website at amp2.tv. That's A-M-P, the number 2.tv, or call them at 866-224-5422. Feel free to call for a quote or just a consult of how to put your business on a social media platform or radio platform, or just doing a show that is covered by all platforms. Call 866-224-5422 and make an appointment. That's 866-224-5422.
All right, guys, today in history, because, you know, in the Brooklyn Cafe, we like to look back. On August 7th, 1782, General Washington created an order for the Purple Heart to actually give recognition to our armed forces. So, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. That wasn't General Washington, but that was this great man, Mr. John F. Kennedy, or as we know, JFK. And you can always come down to the Boca Gallery to see Mr. JFK. And remember, today in history, we have to give a Purple Heart to support our troops. Back to you guys.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
And we are back at the Brooklyn Cafe Show. All the pieces that you see featured all over through our artists and our memorabilia are for sale. All you have to do is reach out to us at the Brooklyn Cafe, 888-994-4995. Ask for Studio A. We've got Pamela Chanel David joining us from California. I know she's on a hard stop in about 5 minutes. We've got Amy Minty with us. We've got Mary Allen Nam with us. We've got our full crew. And of course, it is Friday, Viernes Social. We're a little serious for Friday. I'm giving it about 5 more minutes of seriousness, and then we got to kick up the volume. But Chanel, as we're talking about stepping into the new, how we're going to level up and shift where we were, you and I had a conversation this week that Freddie doesn't even really know about. So let's let him in on what we're going to be doing.
Well, I think it's about providing businesses and individuals entire platforms of how to get visibility. You know, you were just talking about that conversation with Amy about how does one during this period of time really make that shift, really reinvent, reestablish what their expression is for the world. And that's what I loved about our conversation last night and hearing this morning again is, Amy, your books are really all about that. Your books are all about, as an artist, expressing not just your own journey, but what can be relatable for others. And so what I'm excited about, the package we want to really put together is a total platform for people for on-air exposure today with the live streaming, with the podcasts, how to get the texting platform and the mobile platform, and then how to bring that all together and create the business strategy, again, whether it be for an individual or a business, to put that all together. And it can be quite simple. I think that's what I'm hearing a lot of today is people are tired of overcomplicated. They just want to simply get it out there, and what do they need to do. So I'm excited to collaborate and put this package together and just have it be able to move people forward.
And I want to ask you, because for us, we've got the easy part. We just get to make everybody look good. We get to amp it up, amplify your impact, and really make you look good. You, as the business strategist, you've got to really get into the nitty gritty and help them strategize and bring it forward. How do you do this for any size entrepreneur?
Yeah, I think it's what you're talking about. It's how to be relevant. You know, you talk about people on air and that's easy, but that's not easy for some. There's a mystique to it.
I mean, it's easy for us because we see the best. We highlight your strengths.
Right. And what I do is basically just that as well. I look to the strengths of any size business, from an individual, a solopreneur, a complex business enterprise, and look where they are today, work in that space, what I call the gap analysis of where they are, where they want to be, and that can be true for an individual or a business of any size. And then put the components together quite quickly. The key to what the work that I do is all about speed. Now, I'm not about dragging things out for people. I think the world is moving so fast, change is so inevitable, that relevancy has a short shelf life. And so I want to be able to get people going, businesses going, organizations going, so that what they have to offer is relevant and out there to the world very quickly. And that's the work I do.
The relevancy and the time. It's interesting you say that. We say that to our crew all the time, is if there's a topic and it's timely, we need that spot within minutes. If we're lucky, if we give you hours, by tomorrow, it's too late. In 2 weeks, scratch it and start over because it's not relevant anymore.
And I think what relevancy also does is it makes sure that the intention with which an individual or business is working makes sense. Sometimes we get into new situations in life based on what that domino effect had been so far. And so the quick check that we take is someone doing something in their life or in their business because they're supposed to, or they think that's the way it should be, or does it really make sense?
Well, I want to ask you a question. Well, I've got these ladies here. We've got Mary works for a company. Amy is an independent author. Can you help women, men that aren't in a big business structure as a strategist as well?
Absolutely, because again, it's the gifts that they have to give, and withholding those gifts and not expressing them in whatever way they can really takes away the receiving end and the ability for people to receive and grow. So I think people understand the concept of having gifts to give, but it's the transformation comes within the receiving. So an individual is just one piece of businesses anyway. So a business enterprise is made up of multiple individuals being a contribution for. And so as an individual today, what makes their life relevant? Maybe their business or the way they were doing it or the way they were conducting their life made sense at one point, but does it today? Are they the healthiest? Are they the strongest? Because at the end of the day, it's all about linking together. And so my work is with people to become their strongest link they can in their business and in their life, both physically strong, emotionally strong, mentally strong, to be able to have the more fortitude out there today, because it takes some grit and we make it fun. And that's what I love what you were saying earlier is I think the seriousness has to be replaced now. People have to have fun and enjoy and have some meaning to what they're doing.
I was going to ask, even if you don't have a blueprint, but you put your mind to paper or you put your thoughts down, all of a sudden you create a thought. It doesn't have to be right, wrong, or indifferent. As long as you have the thought going, then you got somewhere to go. You know, it's funny, we talked about the sneakers. We want to have a sneaker made. It's going to have Amp Media on the side, and the front is going to say forward ahead, and the back is going to say don't look back, because you want to create something, right? You want your feet, follow your toes. They always go forward. They don't go backwards. You don't drive this. You drive this way. You don't drive that way. So the bottom line here is, even if you don't have a thought, it doesn't mean you don't. We just got to think about where you want to go, and then you go from there. Simple. Keep it simple.
I am so excited to be part of this project with you, Chanel. And Amy, I got to tell you, Mary, this woman is in California, right? So if we just think your time frame, and at 6 o'clock in the morning, she's texting me, which means
she don't sleep.
It's 3 a.m. where you are and you're not sleeping. And not only are you texting me, you're asking, can we fix this? Can we do that? The post that we put out, I got a text at 6:30 in the morning, which is normal, except when I realize she's in California.
Right.
And it's not normal. And I think, are you kidding me? So I thank you for leveling us up. And your intro, and how that got put together within 24 hours for your show, The Reinvented Life, it has brought our platform to a new level during this situation. So I thank you for pushing us and leveling us up again. So you held us accountable, and you know what? It has taken everything to another level, and in that I am in gratitude to you for.
And likewise, I'm in gratitude. You know, the beauty of all of this, and Freddie, it really dovetails right onto what you were saying, is that
Freddie said.
any point, you know, the work I do, is really with people about, it's an ontological, if you will, way of being. It's the nature of being. And so what Freddie was saying is so true, because at any point you can go back. I have 5 principles I work with, which are those thoughts and are those actions that he just spoke about. Those become habits. They become routines, then lifestyles, and a new embedded into who you are. So at any point, you can look at that fabric, you can look at that weaving of who you are, and literally start over with no permission, effortlessly, and just coming from a place of being where you are and where you want to go. So that was a perfect example, Freddie.
Thank you so much for joining us on Friday.
My
Tune in
pleasure.
on Monday. Who's your guest Monday?
We have a wonderful expert actually on how to do this, how to reinvent your life from nutrition, from health, and become, again, the strongest you can be. So that's a foundational piece for everyone, is be your healthiest. So
Amazing.
I'm excited about it. Nice meeting you, Mary. Amy, seeing you again, and of course,
Yes,
Dawn
you
and
as
Freddie.
well.
Thank you for having me.
She's so smooth this way.
Thank you, Chanel, so much. Have a great weekend. I love you. Thank you for
All
last
right.
night.
Be well, everyone.
You as well.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I tell
Bye-bye.
you, what a gift. I'm going to change her name to Silk.
She's good.
She is good.
I got to tell you, she pushed us on that piece, and it got done, and totally amazing.
California Dreaming Productions, we're going to create that. We're going to go out west, coast to coast is going to be the show on there. We're going to bring you some new ideas, new concepts, because we are all in this together. And you know what? The only way we're going to get out of this thing is together. So let's harp on that a little bit.
Thanks, Chanel, so much. And before we go to commercial break, Amy, I have to ask you about the new book. So I was up not a little late last night reading your pages, and Freddie was reading it this morning. This is a little bit of an in-depth look at you. But what I loved is page 1, where you actually, it's not a disclaimer, but you explain that, you know what, you're not going into this lightly, the Book of Nothing. So I want you to explain it, how you shared it on the book.
You mean just the first page, sort of
Well,
the
and
disclaimer?
Because the book is about the book of doing nothing, and you actually say, I mean no disrespect in this, because your idea was before the pandemic, and now you're actually writing this in a different outlook.
Right. It's simply the context demands that of me, just so it's not disrespectful to anybody, because so many people nowadays with unemployment so high and this terrible circumstances that we have to live with, you know, we're sometimes forced to do nothing, and that's not fun. Doing nothing is only fun when you're supposed to be doing something and it's like voluntary. So I kind of address that right away, just so I'm setting the platform for, you know, for it to be funny and to be light and to be carefree. And in order to do that, I had to go back and use examples from my life from many, many years ago, and not from right now, because no one wants to be depressed reading about what's happening now in the world and everything. So yeah, but I do explain it first, is what Dawn is talking about. Just one page that kind of gives a rundown.
And I love that. You didn't take anything for granted, and you just put it out there and said, with all due respect, these are my ideas, but understanding doing nothingness is not out of being forced to do nothing.
Right. One only should be doing nothing if they're supposed to be doing something and they're getting paid.
But what I really found funny is your buffet
Oh,
sentence.
you got that
was
far?
your family. What I like about the book is I got a peek of you and your sister and your parents and
Yes.
now I see
There's
why
lots
you don't
of
cook
that.
any more than I don't cook. Sometimes I want to take a picture of my plastic containers on my table. When you show your plastic containers on your table, I'm like, we're all in this together. Plastic containers
it's
and all.
funny, but in New York City, there is a gentleman. He's an Indian gentleman. I got to meet him. He changes the light at the top of the Empire State Building. That is his only job.
Wow.
Well, that's pretty important, no?
He makes a lot of money. Okay? He has to go up there.
Imagine
when
that
it
light
goes
ever
out.
goes out.
It goes out a lot because of lightning. It gets hit by lightning. The Empire State Building, look it up, gets hit by lightning more than you change your socks.
I believe that.
So he is the only man that goes up. Now, will you do that job? I
Nope.
wouldn't do that job. He can't even see the ground.
Oh, that's terrifying.
It is so high up, right? I mean, you think about it, keeping it simple. He does one job. He changes that light bulb. And he has to because planes and all that, I mean, the building's so tall. You think about how simple life is. Exactly what you're talking about. He doesn't need to do anything else.
Imagine the buffet, and then she says, and they question Ponderosa. I mean, it was 11:30 last night, and I'm laughing. My daughter says, Mom, I go, you just have to read this because it was how you just presented it makes you think back to all of our family as we grew up as kids. And we all look up to our parents and like they knew everything. And here you are looking at this at a little bit of a different perspective.
Yeah, like once you're older, you're like, why were we like confused when Wendy's buffet was perfect and we were all so happy? And then Ponderosa was like, we're not sure. You know, it made
hilarious.
no sense. I mean, it's something that was, Pizza Hut was fine, yet we like rolled our eyes at Ponderosa. It was just a funny example of my life growing up. My parents were English. There's a lot of that in there. There's a very old-fashioned tone to it, many of the experiences I describe. So one must read it, though. It's hard to describe. Dawn's using an example. Did you read about the potatoes, how my mother would only cook potatoes?
Yes.
Okay,
which is
yeah.
hilarious.
Including throwing them into a fire.
Yep.
Don't they explode
Yep.
when you do that?
They actually don't in a campfire. As long as they're wrapped in foil, you can actually throw them in the fire, and then you can dig them out with a stick. I kid you not.
Dig them out. You ever eat a potato that way?
No, I had a Sicilian mother, so we're not going to write a book in my
The
family.
pasta.
Yeah. A lot of wooden spoons and
She does lasagna, right?
no pastina.
What
Oh,
the
I
hell
used
As
to
a
love
child.
What is that? What is that?
Pastina.
little tiny pasta noodles like stars.
Oh, mini noodles.
teeny
No.
tiny like.
Pastina.
Yeah, mini noodles. In Puerto Rican
It's like
language,
There's
it's called mini.
nothing else like it's pastina.
Don't they put that in the soup, minestrone, whatever that is?
No.
Pizza Bellini.
I used to
or whatever.
love. One of our crew told me they love pastina, and it might have been Dina who's not here.
The Greek.
But it's funny. It makes you think back to. But what this new book does, it makes you think back memories of your family and different things. And and then you say the spoon. My mother used to run around the house with a wooden spoon
Yeah.
filled
Even
with
the
red
dogs
sauce.
were afraid. We had a drawer in the house, and if the drawer would open too fast, the dogs would run out of the room. 'Cause
That
it
was
had
my
the
mother.
spoons.
What's wrong with the spoon?
The wooden
The
spoon,
wooden
and she'd always have
spoon.
red
Dogs are
sauce
so
on it. My
smart.
mom.
Oh my god!
I had red sauce.
The stained wooden spoon.
Yep.
Yes.
I had red sauce. I had red sauce in the spoon too. It was my mother beat me with it. It was my blood on
But
it.
that's what I love about this book, Amy. It's just another in-depth look at it. It evokes memories and it makes you laugh and chuckle and say,
And
"Wow."
we need that.
Yes.
We need to laugh and chuckle.
Oh, there'll be more of that, believe me. And some of the later chapters describe some family vacations, and you'll laugh at that too.
That's hilarious. How do we find your books and what's your website?
My current books that are out now can be found on my website, amyminty.com, and Amazon. And if you are traveling, hopefully safely traveling, they can be found in newsstands and bookstores at JFK, LaGuardia, Penn Station, and Port Authority.
Can you get it on Kindle?
Yes, it's Kindle ready.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
All
for
right,
sure.
We're going to go to commercial break. We're going to turn this over to Vinny. We're going to thank our sponsor, Don Pablo Coffee Growers and Roasters. Go to commercial break, and when we come back, I hope you guys are ready because we've got Gubba, and we're going to be looking for Monty.
Where is Monty?
Where is Monty?
Oh,
Ocean
He's
Liquor.
at
Remember that?
Black
We
Tie
saw-
Liquors, right? Oh my gosh, is Monty going to be with
We're
us
gonna see
hiding
where
in the
Monty
We
liquor
don't know
store?
where Monty is, but if you know where Monty is and you call, what's the phone number?
888-994-4995.
You get yourself a free bag of coffee and maybe a bottle of Gubba rum.
Stay tuned. Turn it over to Vinny.
Am I on? Hi guys. Today's show is brought to you by Don Pablo. It's roasted to the perfection of medium dark blend, the strongest and smoothest drink you ever have with a bourbon flavor. Don Pablo, wake your senses up.
They call me Don Pablo, and 20 years ago, I discovered my passion for great quality coffee. Today, we're roasting excellent quality coffee that's rich, smooth, and very complex. It's a taste that's new in the world.
Pizza District is the official pizzeria of the Brooklyn Cafe Show. They have amazing deals, great food, and an even better customer connection. Their owner, Nico, runs the friendliest and cleanest pizzeria for miles around. With their pizza made with whole wheat, gluten-free, cauliflower crust, and traditional New York style, you can't go wrong. Plus all the extras like salad and chicken wings. They are a family-run business with a great atmosphere. Call today to order your pizza and tell them the Brooklyn Cafe sent you at 561-961-4163. That's 561-961-4163 for Pizza District, the official pizzeria of the Brooklyn Cafe Show.
Mark Dane's paintings are custom designed specifically for your space. Each design will not only illuminate your space, but will also function as a truly unique light painting. Each piece is handcrafted using various dichroic glass shapes mounted at precise angles on a metal or wood panel. A specific integrated light source strikes the glass shapes to produce a combination of highly saturated colors. The light paintings can be customized to any shape, practically any size, and in any color combination. They can be configured to produce in excess of 5,000 lumens and may be placed on a table, a pedestal, in a niche, or hang on the wall. Come to the gallery at the theater and talk to Mark about placing a piece of his art in your home.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back. There are things going on around me that I have no idea what the hell's going on.
It's
Are we
sometimes
good?
it's too many things to
Are we
tell
clear?
you. And we are back at the Brooklyn Cafe Show.
Where the hell are we?
I
Is
don't-
this still Studio
I kind
A?
of want to know where Monty is what I'm looking to find
Now,
out.
we started this a couple of weeks ago. But you did. Is he on? A couple of weeks ago, we wanted to know where's Monty?
I don't know if Monty's on and Steve Gubb, but we're going to
Steve
find
Gubb?
out.
Now it becomes the craziness. Where's Mia?
Okay,
All
Steve
right.
Gubb is. And the funny
Let's
thing is,
just-
Amy, you are from Massachusetts. You grew up kind of where Steve is from.
That is correct. Hi, Steve Gubb.
Massachusetts.
Hi, Amy Minty. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Steve, Steve, what do you get the cup out of the way? It's covering your face.
Oh, gee, it is. Oh.
That's hilarious. How are you doing, Steve?
I'm doing great. I just came last night. I had the privilege of being at the opening of a new tiki bar in Amy's hometown and my hometown, Worcester, Massachusetts. It was
Ooh.
great fun.
What's it called?
It's called One-Eyed Jack's.
All right, I'll see if my friends have gone there yet.
I dated a woman called One-Eyed Jack.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to hear it.
I'm sure you aren't.
It's like this. I'm not so surprised. We're waiting for Monty to join us, but you've got a lot of things going on with Gubba Rum.
Yeah, we do. We just picked up, as I said, a new client in Worcester, Massachusetts. We've picked up a couple of new clients down in South Florida and Central Florida. Michael's Liquors on North Wickham Road in Melbourne. We're working with mainly, Amy, you'll like this, mainly Jazzy's Mainly Lobster on North Orlando Road in Cocoa Beach.
Nice.
and several others that we're working on right now. An associate of mine. In fact, Freddie and Don, you'll be happy to know that we've referred Flagami Liquors, Johan Flagami, to Claudia at Fuego. And we hope that he will be on and will join her on this coming Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I heard about that.
That's
Yep.
fantastic.
So we're excited about that.
I'm going to tell you, if it wasn't because of what we're going through right now, I would have Gubba Rum be the #1 rum in Florida, seriously speaking. Because it's unbelievable the way it tastes, and it's a party atmosphere just when you open the bottle.
You know what I'm wondering? Are the dance clubs in Fort Lauderdale, does anyone know, are they open or are they
No.
considered bars and they're
No,
not?
closed.
They're closed.
Closed. The only dancing going on is in your house. And you could do that. You could stay at home and you could put a screen of TV and zoom it all over the place. And I mean, what is it that you miss when you go to a club?
I'm actually going to call.
Sweat.
I actually have to find Monty. I got it.
The interaction.
I don't mean those dance clubs. I mean female dance clubs.
I don't know
Male
what
dance
you're-
clubs. I don't know what they're called.
What are you talking about?
Are they
Strip
male or
joints?
female? Yeah.
Strip joints, really?
Are they open?
No. No, Dawn. But let's call. Call Goldfingers and see if they're open. 1-800 Goldfingers. Are you open?
I have a friend who's an attorney for many of the
And he's
dance
hanging out
clubs.
there, yes.
No, I'm wondering if they're open. They have bars, so I'm thinking I'm
Vinny,
going to talk.
They're probably
Slick.
open.
The bar is just shut
down.
Slick, call
Yeah, they're
Goldfingers and
open.
see if they're
If they
open.
have food, I think they're open.
Yeah, call Goldfingers right now.
Or
see if they're
Solid
open.
Gold. See if they're open.
Solid Gold, sure.
I don't. I'm
Excuse me.
100%.
Goldfingers, New York. Solid Gold is Florida.
I'm
Sorry.
100% serious about this because I know someone who's the attorney for Solid Gold, and I want to send them. I'm going to talk to Monty about sending them a Gubba Gold and a Gubba Silver, and as their attorney, they can maybe then present it over to Solid Gold. I'm business, 100% business. I kid you not. I was just wondering if they're open or not.
Probably
I know
no
you're all
lap
laughing at me,
dances.
but
What?
No lap dances. No bars, no.
Solid Gold.
Solid
Oh,
Gold.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
There's no personal
You
interaction.
can have a lap dance, but it has to be socially distanced.
Yeah, you probably
A
can't
virtual
touch
one?
the strippers.
No, she stands 16
so really,
feet away
it's not,
from you.
It's not fun.
She stands
I think the
16 feet away.
customers.
And look who walks in.
Yeah, if the
And automatically he shows up.
Only Freddie Love is here.
You have 16 feet away, and you get a lap dance from 16 feet away, and you go, boy, this is different.
It's quite a lap
That's
dance.
right. It's called imagination.
But Steve, I think that's great. Business is growing. I know Food and Wine, you told us, is a little bit canceled.
Yeah, well, the big problem that I face is that the big events that we would be normally looking forward to right now, it would be the Summer of Rum Festival in Tampa, which would be Labor Day weekend. That's canceled. National Rum Day, I think that I missed that already. Everything is canceled.
When is
So
National
these-
Rum Day?
Today, every day.
Every day. August is National Rum Month.
That's right.
I want-
That's why you
I
should
wanna
drink
know-
rum every day.
Drink
We're
Gubba
supporting the
rum
cause.
every day. Yeah. I don't know who decides what day is what. If they
I
get
do.
paid for this job.
Freddie does,
That's-
running for president. I will make every day rum day.
I think that's a great idea because, as your slogan says, why not?
Why not?
Why
He
not?
reads me.
National Rum Day. Ah, there's Monty.
Where, Monty, turn it sideways, sideways, sideways. Landscape it. Hey, Monty!
What's up, guys? So I realized what the problem is. I joined the chat at 1:30, and I realized that when I have my Apple EarPods, it doesn't work. That's what the
okay.
issue is. So a little note to myself.
And where are you now?
I'm actually in my warehouse.
Wow, can you imagine having a warehouse full of liquor?
I'm all in.
Right, like
I know.
we're in.
I'm
Can you
in.
imagine doing a show at a warehouse full of liquor?
We have to go to Monty's warehouse.
Is there enough room that we can socially distance?
Or
Yeah,
a
we
dance,
You guys need to have
Dawn.
a podcast there.
A dance.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
We're going to do dance
dance.
scenes.
You want to come?
We're
Yeah,
gonna do
a dance at
mariachi.
Monty's.
Where is your warehouse located? Wait a minute. Where's it located?
Fort Lauderdale. That's all I'm.
Oh, that's
It's an undisclosed location in Fort Lauderdale.
and on this, can you get 20 people in there? No.
5.
Pretty big. It's 3,000 square feet. I think more people.
there you
Yeah.
go. Absolutely.
That'd be kind of
Everybody
cool.
will be like a-
Can you imagine doing a show there? Amy wants to go dance there.
Well, we just called to see if Is it closed?
Yes.
It's closed. You see the dance?
All right.
We would have to create our own.
We're going to go to Monty's.
You're going to go to Monty's? Yeah. Monty. So where is Monty? At an undisclosed location in Fort Lauderdale.
Look at that warehouse.
You have Gubba rum in there?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I keep that in Las Olas.
Well, we need a vantage point. I gotta have you get some Gubba in there so that we can disperse it. Is that a word?
Okay. I'm gonna make it my new backdrop.
There you go.
Steve, we got to get Monty a backdrop there so when we go and looking for Monty, we can find him.
You know, I have just the thing that he needs. We have a Gubba rum banner, just like the one you have in the studio.
Yeah.
And if Monty is willing, we're happy to send it to him, and he can set that up behind him when he does appearances on your show.
That would be a lot of fun. You know, Monty, we have a map that we are going to put together in Florida. And on there is your face. And we are asking people, do you know where Monty is? We are going to make you, we're going to make you famous. And if you find Monty, you get some Gubba rum.
Yeah. Well, I think the last time you asked where's Monty, you were giving coffee beans, right?
Monty, I like your ear, but keep it in front of you. There you go. Just like that. There you go. Good.
Monty, you are delivering Gubba rum in the Broward County area, correct?
Every day, 7 days a week. It's our duty to deliver Gubba rum.
It's
So 7 days a week, from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. we deliver. Or you could buy it on our website, oceansliquor.com. You could have it shipped anywhere that FedEx ships. Or you could have it delivered, or you can come and pick it up.
Oceanliquors.com. So if I need to send a bottle of silver and gold to someone in Fort Lauderdale? Ken.
Ken's restaurant.
Well, no, I need to ship this to someone in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, they'll do it.
Well, how do I do
Yeah,
that?
so
Do I call you or go to your website?
Just go on our website. You could be anywhere in the country. Just go on our website, put the address, and as soon as you put the address in, it goes into our store and it goes into a queue. The driver just comes and he'll deliver it the same day.
It's August. It's National Rum Month.
I want to thank my co-host. She's sending me 2 bottles, but my address is not Fort Lauderdale. 2 bottles of rum. I'm very happy. Thank you.
Which would you prefer, the gold or the silver?
Both. One of each.
Amy, do you have a preference?
I like the gold. I like the vanilla flavor.
How do you drink it?
On the rocks or straight out of the bottle?
I thought you were going to tell me slowly. Straight out. I like that. Straight
With
up.
a straw.
With a straw.
Not even a straw.
It's so smooth.
No straw for
that rum is so
Yeah.
smooth. You can drink it straight up with no ice.
You,
on it. It's
you
just
can.
very
I did a taste test once on Facebook Live.
Yes, you did.
I proved it to, I don't know, whomever actually tuned in for that.
You were making your Jello shots. I was watching, and I
Yeah.
was waiting for you to pour them into Jello shots. And you know what she did? She just took a swig out of the bottle, which I loved.
I did also pour half the bottle in the Jello shots. I
Can we
did that
get,
as
like,
well.
Can we get hollow chocolate and inject the rum
Rum?
into it? Is that the way they do it?
That sounds
I don't know. Maybe.
If you go to most liquor stores have little chocolate cups that they sell by the dozen in a box, and you can pour the rum into the little chocolate cup and enjoy a vanilla rum in a chocolate cup. It's a fantastic taste
delicious.
combination.
Wow. Can you
So
do Easter
delicious.
in August?
Well, hold on a second. Monty! Do you got those chocolates?
The chocolate cups?
Yeah.
No, I don't have the chocolate cups. I have a lot of chocolate here.
I'm
but
like
not-
hitting my head against the wall here.
What if we
But
did
you know,
Easter?
listen, it's super easy, right, Steve? Because I have the ice mold. You just put any chocolate liqueur in an ice mold, put it in the freezer, and that's it. You know, it's we
can
could do it.
freeze?
You can freeze this?
You can freeze the rum?
The chocolate.
No,
No,
you
no,
can't.
not
You can freeze the chocolate. You can't freeze the rum. What you can do, however,
These guys
is
are
make.
confusing.
On your mind.
You can make a shot glass using Jello. If you go to a website called tipsybartender.com, they have that recipe, and he's a great guy, and I highly recommend his shot glasses made out of Jello. They're fabulous.
Wow.
I'll look into
But
that.
I like, wait a minute,
Look
Monty
into
says that
Amy.
he has,
Maybe Sunday's episode.
Monty says that you have some kind of where you can make the chocolate, like a mold or something?
I said we have a lot of molds. We have ice molds. You know, a lot of people come in and they ask us for ice molds because like whiskey rocks. We have a lot of bourbon fanatics coming in. We do a lot of bourbon tasting. And I'm a bourbon fanatic as well. So we have a lot of rounded glass, ice mold. We also have horseshoe molds. And you put whatever you want in there, or just make it ice and put it right in your cup, you know?
So you have the rum become like the ice.
You can't freeze the rum.
You can't freeze it. Yeah,
I really want to try the rum on. I want to try the Gubba Gold
Ron,
on ice cream.
Ron, help me here. I keep running my head against the wall here.
We're using the molds.
And you freeze the chocolate and then put the rum in the
Oh, that's what I want to do.
Yes.
Okay, so you have the molds. Okay, I'm going to send somebody to get some molds. We got to have the chocolate with the rum in it.
Mia, we got a whole new segment to do next week.
Chocolate covered rum.
Right?
That's kind of scary. Steve, you're going to have to be on more Monday through Friday because I'm going to tell you something. I love the chocolate.
Monty, what's your website again?
It's www.oceansliquor.com. Oceans is plural, liquor is not.
I like that. Ocean's Liquor. I'm going to order some bottles. I have to send one. I got a lot of people to send some.
Yeah, keep me on your list.
You're always on my list, baby.
Send me the rum, baby.
And Steve, what's next for Gubba Rum?
The next Gubba Rum is trying to land new accounts in and around Greater Boston. That's what's next.
Steve, we're going to, Vegas is opening up again in 2 weeks.
You just told me they were closing.
No, they're opening up again in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
If the numbers keep coming down, they're going to do it a little bit different. But we have some people that own bars and things of that nature, and we just got to get a couple of bottles here and there. Once you try this stuff, you get hooked. No problem.
Yeah, we need more than anything. Look, we need the economy to open up, or I need the economy to open up. Things that we had lined up. The big thing was in April, we were supposed to be dealing with a cruise line, and that whole thing unfortunately fell apart with the coming of the COVID-19 virus.
Right.
It was devastating in that it was going to be a huge, huge piece of business for the brand. And until those cruise lines open up again, we're out of luck.
Mary, have you ever been a rum ambassador?
I have not.
Do you like rum?
Yes.
All right. Stay tuned.
Mary will be a drinking ambassador.
Wouldn't Mary be a great rum ambassador?
Oh, forget about it.
As a matter of fact, she would. Absolutely.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you for contributing.
Anytime I can jump in, let me know.
Absolutely. I think, and the funny thing is that we try to create, like Mia creates different flavors and different drinks with the rum.
The problem with what Mia creates is you can't stand up after she's done creating.
No, the problem is that it empties.
Have you noticed that nobody has moved in an
Where
hour?
is Mia? Mia, where are you?
Where is Mia?
Where is Mia? We got Monty. Where is Monty? Where is Mia?
She's running the board. She's running
Get
the
her the hell off the board!
Mia makes us a drink, Steve, and we notice Mary's been here for 2 hours. Nobody moves because you can't get up.
Who the hell wants to move?
I'm never getting down that step is all I can tell you.
Eight finger Mia.
It's delicious, though.
Eight finger Mia.
The rum is delicious.
It is.
All right, Monty.
Thank you.
Ocean's Liquor. Oceans is plural. Liquor is not.
Monty,
Oceansliquor.com.
next Friday we're going to find you in a different location because we're going to build this up for the week. Where is Monty? If they can figure out where you're going to be, we'll give them something, a gift, coffee, rum and coffee, who knows?
You got it. No worries.
Freddie and Don, if I can just mention that we have officially partnered with Monty, and if anybody watching your show anywhere in the country where it is legally permissible to ship spirits wants to pick up Gubba Rum, they can just go to Monty's website, oceansliquor.com, and Monty has the ability to ship anywhere in the country again that legally permits the shipping of spirits.
You are such an attorney, you know that?
Not
Legally,
yet.
yes.
He's
If
right,
you can't drink, don't drink. I get it. I get it. 21 and over.
I don't look
You
good
can't
the
ship to
stripes.
every state, though.
Correct.
You can't ship to every state, and we
No.
use FedEx. So wherever FedEx ships. So Steve, I actually woke up with the email this morning with someone asking if I could ship your product to North Carolina.
you can.
Unfortunately,
I guess you can't.
I guess you can't.
well, no. I guided that customer to go to our website. It factors in everything for. So yeah, it's actually really easy on our website. Once they put in their address, it even factors in the shipping cost. So there's no surprises.
Oh, so you can. Oh, I kind of like
We
that.
anywhere where they allow.
Anywhere they allow shipping of spirits. All right.
Spirits are not allowed everywhere? I thought spirits were allowed
It depends what
everywhere.
kind of spirits.
Liquor
The ones that hang around here, they're allowed to stay. The ones that hang
They're-
around at Ocean Slicker, maybe not so much.
He disappeared. I want to do a rum tasting down at Where's Monty.
I
We
think
can
we're-
do that.
We should check that out. Where's Monty? Amy will come down. She'll dance.
Yeah, I'll dance in the warehouse.
That'd be fun. Can you imagine? She can do like a whole flash dance.
You
We
could
need
do
to
the
do like a
gubba
rum
rum
boat.
dance.
A rum boat.
cool.
What's
Like
a
a
rum boat?
flight. Of all
Oh,
the
rum
different-
flight.
A rum flight.
Like
yeah.
a wine flight, you can do a rum flight. Vanilla coconut,
We'll have to do it at the
coconut
end
vanilla.
of the show, though.
Do you remember when we were going to make believe we were on an airplane?
Sure. Yes.
We had a set that you made believe you were on an airplane.
Uh-huh.
And the stewardess went around.
Flight
And
attendant.
the flight attendant, whatever. And she used to, it's not called a stewardess anymore? No? What the hell happened?
Welcome, welcome to the 90s, Freddie.
Don't worry, he's equally offensive to everyone. We've got
Stewardess?
that
Wait,
covered.
wait. That's offensive? Is that really offensive?
Pretty much.
Stewardess?
You just don't use it anymore.
Steward and stewardess?
No.
No. We call them what now?
Flight
Flight
attendants.
attendant.
They're laughing in the studio at you right now.
Oh my God. This is ridiculous.
It's all good. Steve, gubbarum.com.
Gubbarum.com.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much. Great to see you guys.
Wow, what a show. That's all I can tell
That
you.
was funny. You know, we need another hour to keep people going.
You got to keep people going. It is Friday, Viernes Social. How's our weather going to be this weekend, by
It's
the way?
going to be beautiful.
All right, got it.
90 degrees. Welcome to Florida.
Hit the pool.
Humidity 89%.
Hence my hair and a headband. Yes. End of the Ave. Go to End of the Ave. Atlantic Boulevard East. If your
Thank
toes
you
hit
for
the
bringing that
sand
up.
on the beach, you went too far. Check it out. Just back up a block. Best hot dogs. End of the Ave. Great tacos.
And tacos.
Great salads.
And tacos. You like hot dogs?
Frise,
I
they
love
have
tacos.
as well.
You like tacos or you like hot
Love
dogs?
Tacos.
They have the world's best. If you like hot dogs, they put it in the Fasta beer.
My husband loves hot dogs.
Oh
They
my
steam their hot
God.
dogs and beer.
They have
Where is it on?
at the end of the Ave
I
on
think
Atlantic.
You and Ron went,
Yeah.
didn't you?
We were gonna go, and then we wound
Oh, you
up
gotta
not
go.
going. But we
I was
should
there
go.
last night.
Maybe we'll go
and I
after.
had
Like
me-
on A1A?
Yeah.
You go to
It's on
A1A,
the
you make a
edge,
right on
right?
Atlantic. It's going to be right on
It's
your
a
right hand
block
side.
west of A1A. There's a little turn and right on the other side of the Marriott.
Where
It's not the
Burger
Marriott
Fi
anymore.
used to be.
No,
It's a
no,
little
Burger
bit
Fi is
west.
here. You got to make a right, a left. Got to make a left on
Oh, okay.
Atlantic. Or
Okay.
right, depending on which way you're going.
I got
So
you.
it's next to Haagen-Dazs.
Yeah.
Right next door. As a matter of fact, we spoke to Haagen-Dazs,
Oh.
and I called them again. I went there last
In that
night.
little
And we
place?
will have Haagen-Dazs here hopefully in 3 weeks.
Oh.
They're sort of getting that thing to,
End
oh,
of
you
the
like
Ave.
ice cream.
Their hot
Love
dogs
ice
are
cream.
steamed in beer. So check it out this weekend. It's going to be beautiful. If you go to the beach, just be safe, be kind to each other. And if you like tacos, tune in tomorrow to our Kids Television Network. We've got Veggie Vero Kids Corner episode 4, where they're making veggie tacos. It is a spectacular episode, and she's reading the first book of Veggie Vero Adventures. And they are filming episode 5 right now as we speak.
In the other studio. And if you love hot dogs, get in there because I'm going to work a deal to get the onions in the restaurants,
Freddie
New York
said.
style. No, I told him.
Hashtag Freddie said.
You stop that. I told them how to make onions in restaurants. When you were in New York, remember the onions in,
In the red
restaurant?
sauce?
Yeah.
You know how you get it?
How?
You go to Publix.
Yeah.
They sell it.
Really? Publix is everything.
They have everything, but you got to go to the right Publix. And I'm going to tell you something about their hot dogs. They put in Foster beer. It is the best hot dog. I had one last night. I'm
What style
Italian.
did you have?
What?
What did you have on it?
Build your own. I had sauerkraut, mayo, cheese, beans
I'm getting nauseous. Sorry.
On a hot
You-
dog?
on a hot dog. What do you mean, a hot dog?
You
And a
had
hot
mayo,
dog?
sauerkraut, cheese, and beans on a hot dog?
Yeah, but I didn't put onions because they were raw. I like them cooked.
Oh, so you skipped the onions because everything else was so incredibly healthy for you.
Okay, let me. Whoa, wait a minute. Let me tell you something. If you're gonna eat a hot dog and you want to eat healthy, don't go eat a hot dog. You don't eat a hot dog because of health. You eat a hot dog because you want to eat it, right? I mean, if you're gonna eat it, you're gonna eat it.
Vegetarian. You're talking to the wrong guy.
There you go. They have vegetarian hot dogs.
Florida
You ever had
Love-
a? Have you ever had a vegetarian hot dog?
Delicious.
Most delicious thing I've ever had.
We got to get ready for the Florida Love Show. Ready? That's coming up at 3 o'clock. Florida Love Show. We got Kenny Love in studio.
Don't
Stay
miss it.
tuned tomorrow, 9 a.m. on our Kids Television Network, sponsored by Ant Media Productions and Brooklyn Cafe TV. We've got Veggie Vera. We've got Homemade with the Animator, followed by Kids and Capes. You don't want to miss that. Kids, engage your kids for something positive on social media. Amy, thank you so much for joining us. AmyMinty.com.
Thank you.
Check out all the books. I can't wait to read chapters.
Enjoy
3
your
forward.
weekend with a book of Amy. You know something? I'm going to create the popcorn, the cafe popcorn, so you can sit home, you can read that book, have some gubber on the right, have some popcorn on the left, and that's your weekend,
Have
baby.
a great weekend, everyone. Be kind to each other. Be safe. We'll see you Monday, 9 a.m. drive time.
And as always, don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S will bring more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. Well, see you next time.
In the cold and sleepless nights, I wait for you to bring me back to life. In my electric eyes, it doesn't mean that time can thicken every single breath. I want to unfreeze my heart and fly away. That's why I wanna save her. Your moons and craters. Open up my eyes, waterfalls of ice, sweeping me away like an avalanche. Helpless as I fall, the words can't say it all, sweeping me away like an avalanche, like an avalanche. I listen for a sound, waiting deep inside